I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest, you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed. A child shall lead them.
Yes, here we are. This is, say your name.
Vin.
And I'm Sori. We have another DJ stream for you guys. Boop, boop, boop. Shout out to the big homie,
Thewackytor.
Why'd that change? I had that fixed. Please fix that again.
Fix what?
Look at the DJ stream.
This is DJ Bertel.
Right. I switched that already.
You switched it on the wrong page.
Oh, God. Complications. Anyway.
It's almost like you need to familiarize yourself.
It's almost like, wow. Yeah. Interesting.
Loves.
All right. I'm going to put up the thumbnail that I made instead of familiarizing myself.
Okay.
All right, you guys. First song on the list is a Dream Theater song, as a matter of fact. We're going to do part 1 for Dream Theater. However, has the Thewackytor showed up yet?
I don't know. Everybody's saying they can't hear. So don't adjust your mic.
Oh, I'm not. No.
Thewackytor's here now. Guys, type 22 if you can hear. Type 55 if you can only hear us faintly.
The Thewackytor, if you want a picture on there, just send it to us. You're saying you don't care either way. Neither do I. It's up to you, buddy.
What'd you say? Neither do I.
Yeah. But I am going to add that thumbnail.
Okay, add the thumbnail. Okay, let's put this up to 50.
So this is interesting. He's starting out part 1 of a Dream Theater song as the opener.
Okay.
And then we're going to close with the second part.
Oh.
But we're going to have 2 songs in between.
I see, said the blind man to the deaf man. That's very interesting.
I thought it was the blind man to his deaf wife.
What happened?
I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife. That's the saying, I believe.
So we've only got how many songs? We only got 2 songs. Is that?
So you should have
Dream Theater, and then we got.
Okay,
Cygnus.
so then just go over here, and here's the other one, and here's the other one.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Look at this. Isn't this cute?
Let me know if I still sound faint, guys.
You like it?
That's very good. That's very, very good. I like it. Levels are good now. Okay. Decent.
Good, because we were going to fix it anyway. Just kidding. All right, you guys.
You horrible woman. Horrible woman. Okay. Let's see here, Robbie. Your Grace. You got to make sure that the thing is downloading, because just because you hit it doesn't mean the download's actually happening. Okay?
Yeah.
So you got to do that.
I do.
And then when you see that, then you're in good shape.
Yeah, I usually watch for that, but I had too many other things I was doing. So it was a hope.
Okay.
It was a hope it was going to go through.
All right. Always a hope. Let's try that. How long have you had it at that setting?
I haven't touched anything at all.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it there. I think people can hear you pretty good. People were saying that I was a little bit... a
little quiet.
A little quiet, so that's good, because I can project my voice louder. You dumb
Loud and clear.
Okay, guys. So the first Thewackytor is here. The Thewackytor is here. Nice picture in the background. I agree. You can actually see it now. After we get done with this, you'll be able to see it even more once we do what I decide to do with it. Okay. What?
I think I have a plan for over there.
Inshallah.
All right.
Sounds is good, we were told. And we got a couple people.
Ellen, I love how you call her your Grace.
Oh.
Yeah, you're an old heart too, so that's good.
Yes.
Okay.
Slipknot Sean in the house. Franz in the house, and the time has arrived, dear listener.
You're gonna do the commercial again, or
No,
are you just
we're
gonna
not
go right
do
into
the
it?
commercial for this
Okay,
one.
so we're gonna start out this stream with Dream Theater in the presence of enemies.
And this is part 1.
Part 1.
Dream Theater.
Okay, and let me just read what he has to say, because
Good. This will give us
the Thewackytor, actually, believe it or not, is a ginormous talker. So he said. That was his message. He literally said, no words for any of them, just links.
Sometimes, dear listener, our DJs will give a little bit of a
information or
prologue.
But really, it's whatever you want. Some people, they don't want to say anything. They just want you listen to the song, give me what your take is without being led in any direction. Seems to me that's the direction Thewackytor went. Or, they're just busy. So if you decide, the Thewackytor, that you have something to say, you could just post it in the stream, and we'll put it up right on the screen for you.
Correctamundo.
Because you're the boss.
Correctamundo.
All right.
This is what happens when you're a DJ,
Yep.
dear listener. Hello to dear Przmek Walazuski, who I am sure I am butchering your name, but my brother, that sounds like a Polish name, and I promise you I did not butcher your name on purpose.
Right.
Okay, guys, here we go.
1,000 apologies.
Yes, early streams, because if you're a DJ, you pretty much... DJ also stands for dictating jerk. Which means you dictate the time, the place, the day, the songs, everything, dear listener.
It's true.
One guy said I wanted it at 12, another guy said 3, another guy says 8:30. Gotham is yours.
Victor likes your beard. As well as my eyes. Thank you very much for the compliments.
Yes.
All right. The Thewackytor. I'm not that talkative. Yeah, actually, I don't think you are that talkative. I'm like, have I had any long extended conversations? I don't know about that.
Yeah. You never talk about like having long talks with the
No,
Thewackytor.
there's certain people that when we have long talks, I'm like, yo, blah blah blah, yo, da da da.
All the Patreon people have their own little thingamajiggy. Because that's if you're talking to somebody on Patreon, 99% of the time it's Soraya.
99.
99.9999999. It's her. So, and then I get little downloads and debriefs of how the convo's go and how people are doing.
Or if your message is that outstanding, I copy, paste it, and text it to him.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, let's go. Dream Theater in the Presence of Enemies, Part 1. Let's start this. What do you say? Let's get it started.
I was about to put LA
there.
Cream. I was about to put LA Cream up there. You know that little
Oh, God.
techno love song that we had.
Of course.
Guitar driven. I like it already. Because I'm a guitarist.
This is interesting. Let's turn it up.
Open chords, drumming, crushing.
This is interesting.
Okay. So what's the future? A little bit old school now. What year was this?
Ugh, I like this. This is such an interesting song.
I know. Really makes you wait.
shining there before me. Walking to it, I waited for the end. A final vision, promising salvation. A resurrection for a fallen man. Do you still wait for your God? And the symbol of your faith. I can free you from this hell and misery. You should never be ashamed, my son. I can give you power beyond anything. Trust me, you will be the chosen one. I was forgotten, a body scorned and broken, my soul rejected, tainted by his blood. Young redemption, a sinner not worth saving, forever taken from the one I loved. Do I still wait for my God? And the symbol of my faith. I can lead you down the path and back to life. All I ask is that you worship me.
Worship
I
me?
can help you see.
I'm not doing that.
Repent and save yourself. Give you life for all eternity. Servants of the fallen, fight to pave the way for the Savior's calling on this wicked day. Through a veil of madness, with a vicious blade, one man rises up, standing in their way. Redemption for humanity.
Whoa.
Wow, I really
Spetsnaza! Spetsnaza!
liked that.
Yeah, I don't like prog music, man. I really don't. But I really like this song. Well, you know that band. I'm not even gonna mention them because their fans are justifiably hurt. But we did a prog band a couple days ago, and I just wasn't feeling it, man. Was it like a 12-minute song?
Yeah.
That felt like 12 albums.
Yeah. It was too much.
They just went too far.
Yeah.
But this band
Did not go far enough. Actually, that's why there's a part 2 probably.
Oh yeah, because I felt like I could have went for longer.
So could I. What's up, Becky?
Becky's in the house.
Becky's in the house.
Yeah, I felt like we could have went longer on this one.
Oh, okay.
I felt like we could have went longer. You felt the same thing.
Oh yeah, I was good with it going longer. I told you guys I was starting to question everything. I was like, what is this song? I didn't even like the I can't even explain it. It was like, it was all over the place, but it felt good.
Well, it
was like, I don't know.
To me, a lot of prog bands are like a kid, like a 5-year-old who's now, people are going to lose their mind over this. But, like a kid, he's telling a story and like the first couple parts of the story are amazing. It's like, oh, there was this dragon and he lived in a faraway land, and you're like, oh, tell us more, little Timmy. And then he goes, and then the president had like 5 slices of bacon, but then his aunt was really from, Nebraska, but he thought that she was from Spain. And then what happened was when I was 7, I will have a girlfriend. It's like they just take a bunch of things and glob them together, and there's no real rhyme or reason to it. And you sit there with the 5-year, oh, that's great. I feel like a lot of prog is like that, man. Like, oh, look, we're doing this. Oh, we're in a Mediterranean scale. Oh, I'm in Dorian mode. Oh, I'm in this. Oh, I'm in that. And it's like, look how proficient I am. And if you don't like it, it's because you're a simple guy. So then all the other people who are insecure, they're like, well, I don't want to be a simple guy.
Right.
Oh, that's amazing. It's genius. It's like 15 minutes of just bleh.
Like the Emperor's new clothes.
Yeah, I really feel
But I disagree with you.
I
think that a lot of it's great, and it's just...
That's how I feel about prog.
You just don't get it.
But, well, it might be. You're smarter than me, so, that's fine. I mean, I get it, but that's how I feel about a lot of prog.
Lies.
But not this band.
Lies.
Not this band.
This is really good.
I don't know about this band per se, because to be honest, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I'm a giant Dream Theater fan, but I really, 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 really liked this freaking song, bro. I love the guitar part. It started out really it just kind of blossomed, and it went in multiple directions.
Yeah, I loved it.
But they kind of bled into each other. What about my tea? No tea for me.
You want the regular way?
2 black, 1 mine?
2 black and 1 of the mine teas. The mine teas are on the desk, and the black teas are down in the kitchen.
Can I use a mug?
Yeah. If you come across the cover to this, bring that as well.
Okay. You're black?
There's black tea there's black tea that's on the shelf downstairs in the kitchen. It's a red box.
Okay.
Just do your best. I'm doing my art here.
Taco Tuesday.
This is art.
I do feel like we need to have tacos soon, but anyway. Back to the regularly scheduled.
Yeah,
okay.
So I don't like prog, man. I really don't. I don't like it as a genre, but these guys are different. These guys are different. Especially like the only thing like that solo, the last solo at the end where he's just doing all the scale work and stuff is like, I'm like, okay, that right there, not really a fan of. Like, I'm just not. It doesn't do anything for me emotionally. Like,
okay.
I respect the skill. I respect the skill, but it doesn't do anything for me emotionally. Whereas the solo at the beginning was really affecting. Like, when I say affecting, I mean affecting emotionally. Just because of how... But it was just... The beginning was all over the place, but there was a rhyme and reason to it. Like Inception. Like, that movie Inception was all over the place. They're here, and they're in a city, and then
there's like a satisfying
talking to the
feeling
Asian
to
dude,
it, though.
and then now they're in the winter.
Yeah.
But there was a logos behind it. It was a logic. Like, it made sense that the guitar went there in all the selections and decisions they made. And in my opinion, it's kind of lacking. What's going on, sis? Okay, go ahead.
I saw a white light shining there before me.
Oh, I've got the lyrics. Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on, dear listener. Let me get you the lyrics. Oh, check this shit out.
What? Holy shit. What is this?
The lyrics were written by guitarist John Petrucci, were inspired by a Korean manhwa, is that manga? Named Priest, which is a horror comic that tells the story of fallen angels. It's one of the first tracks by Petrucci to be inspired by a... fantasy fiction, a trait that later seen many tracks in the album.
Oh, interesting.
Which I assumed by the lyrics that at least the devil was speaking.
Yeah.
Get it together. Get it together, Sori.
What? People have been breaking the law on me today. I've been having to deal with it.
Oh, breaking the law.
That's against the Maine state law,
Janelle
ma'am.
in the house, gang, good to see you. Okay. So let's break down these lyrics, shall we? I pretty much knew it was about the devil, and I figured you thought it was about the devil as well.
Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't paying attention to the lyrics. Except for when I thought it said something about, like, we should go... Anna didn't say worship him, but...
Yeah, he said worship me.
Something. Oh, it did say that.
Yeah,
It
he
was
said worship me, I'll give you eternal life, whatever.
interesting. Okay, do me a favor.
What happened?
Put this behind me.
Why?
There.
Why would I do that?
So I can lean in and see it without being completely blocked out.
Oh, so like down here doesn't work for you?
Yeah, I mean, whatever. Cover my face. See if I give a crap. See if I give a cramp. All right, ready? I saw a white light shining there before me, and walking to it, I waited for the end. Oh, this is like, when you die? Going toward the white light?
I don't know.
A final vision promising salvation, a resurrection for a fallen man. Do you still wait for your God and the symbol of your faith?
Okay, that's what I think the devil is talking to him. I think the guy's dying, to your point. Mm-hmm. And then the devil's talking to him in the chorus.
I can free you from this hell and misery. You should never be ashamed, my son. I can give you power beyond anything. Trust me, you'll be the chosen one. I was forgotten, a body scorned and broken, my soul rejected, tainted by his blood. Beyond redemption, a sinner not worth saving, forever taken from the one I loved. What do you make of that?
I don't know, because I'm not familiar with the comic, but there's multiple ways you could go with that. Because it could be that he's saying, you know how angels are forbidden from intermarrying with humans.
Yes.
So, in the intertestamental literature, and you have an allusion to this in Genesis 6, where the sons of God went into the daughters of men. Mm-hmm. And that's a subtext for the flood. And then in the intertestamental literature, in the Enochian literature, you see very clearly Shem Yaza and the other angels, they come down to Mount Hermon because they see all these beautiful women, all these beautiful Middle Eastern women, and they Jazakallah. Is that the specialty cup?
Annie.
Is that got Annie? My son is a big fan of Annie from Attack on Titan. He loves her. He's got a massive crush on Annie. He wants to marry her.
Yeah, every time I tell him, babies with her, every time I tell him, like, you have a little bit of a crush on a cartoon, he says, no, it's manga. It's different.
I have a crush on a concept.
Right.
Yeah, so I can free you from this hell and misery. You should never be ashamed, my son. See, now when you lean over, now nobody can see.
Yes, well, I'm back now.
Okay, so the angels cohabited with women, and then it says that God basically punished the angels who did that. So Shemyaza and those boys were sent down to Tartarus, which you see in 1 Peter. Tartarus is a kind of a borrowed term from Greek mythology, where really, really bad. I think the Titans were locked up in Tartarus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're kind of like gods, but not gods or whatever, very powerful, but they get locked up in Tartarus. But anyway, the Enochian literature has these very powerful angels or whatever that get locked up in Tartarus. Well, they go to Enoch and say, hey, tell Yahweh our bad, yada, 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 please forgive us, whatever. Because they now have kids with these women who then get called Nephilim, right?
Right,
and it
right.
literally means fallen ones. So Enoch goes to God and says, hey, the guys, Shemyaz and the boys say they're sorry, big mistake, shouldn't have done that. And then Yahweh says, this is not in the Bible, this is the intertestamental literature. Yahweh basically says, too bad, bitches. You guys are gonna stay You guys are gonna stay there until Judgment Day, and I'm gonna kill your kids in front of you, which is what happened in the flood. So in Enoch, the purpose of the flood was to get rid of these angel human hybrids.
Yeah.
So when it says right there, my love forever taken from the one I loved, it could be talking about those kinds of angels who were separated not only from their girls but from their kids. Oh. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because Enoch presents these angels as going, no, like they're really upset about it, and whatever, because they really love their kids.
Oh my goodness.
So anyway, Or it can be something directly in the story itself, right? Where there is this guy and he was taken from the one he loved, and so now probably in death, and now the devil.
That's what I thought it was.
The devil's going to offer him eternal life in exchange for his soul or worshiping him. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I took from it when it said that part. Okay. Where I just lost. Where are we?
Thanks, Bryson. Anywhere you want. Do I still wait for my God as a symbol of my fate or faith? You have faith.
Yeah, I have faith.
So it looks like the second time that gets sung, that it's the guy. I was forgotten, my body scorned and broken, my soul rejected.
Well, he had originally said to him, are you still waiting?
Right.
Do you still wait for your God, the symbol of your faith?
Yeah.
I can lead you down the path and back to life. All I ask is that you worship me. I can help you seek revenge and save yourself, give you life for all eternity.
So apparently
somebody took his
him.
life, yeah.
Which I'm assuming maybe some religious guy probably took his life. I don't know.
Why?
Oh, because there's a religious overtone in the song and in the comic strip.
Servants of the fallen fight to pave the way for their Savior's calling on this wicked day. Through a veil of madness with a vicious blade, one man rises up standing in their way. Redemption for humanity. So is that like some sort of a demon that's rising up to give redemption to humanity, and because he's going to make them chosen ones?
Well, it depends. It depends on who you think the good guy is in the story. Right? So, for example, if my theory is right and Neo is the Antichrist in the Matrix, then the architect would be God, but the architect is presented as the bad guy.
Yes.
And Neo is presented as the good guy.
Yep.
So it just depends on whose side you're on. That's going to determine whether or not you think the redemption for humanity is a good thing or a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're following the devil's crew and you perceive religious people to be oppressive and mean and hypocritical and horrible, then you're going to look at the redemption as humanity as this guy who basically gets resurrected by the devil so that he could then lead some charge against...
So he can seek revenge.
Yeah. And you know, are you still waiting on God and a symbol of your faith? Which is a real provocative question.
Yeah.
Which is, when bad things happen to you that you cannot explain in the moment, are you still going to hold on to your faith, or are you going to not necessarily go to the other side, but, you know, get rid of your faith? Which, you know, the problem of evil is a major issue. And are you still waiting on God is actually a question that's repeated over and over again in the Psalms. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, like, that's something that I don't know if Petrucci, the guy who wrote the lyrics to this song, understands, but that is a major question that's asked all throughout philosophically and emotionally through the Bible. So
yes, yeah, it is. I also think that the song kind of pushes the question of how far are you willing to go to get what it is that you want.
Oh. Okay.
Because
tell us more.
Well, this guy, it looks like we already decided he was dying, but he's walking toward a light. Generally speaking, when people die and they have like a death experience, the light was a good thing to them, and they don't want to be taken back away from the light. He says, I saw a white light shining before me, and walking to it, I waited for the end, a final vision promising salvation, a resurrection for fallen man. But then it looks like kind of like this other creature intercepts it and says, well, he could keep going to the light, or he's saying, look, I can make it so you can go back, you can get revenge on the person that killed you, and you
right.
can make it back to the one that you love, that you've been separated from.
Right.
But obviously, he said that, you know, this person would have to worship him, and, you know, that never goes well if you go for the devil.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
Go ahead.
No, I was just repeating what Bryson was saying. Bryson was saying that it's funny, as with a deadly wound in my bones, my adversaries, which adversary is the root word for devil or Satan, Hashatan. I guarantee you probably the Hebrew word there is Satan. Anyway, this guy's dying. As with a deadly wound in my bones, my adversaries taunt me while they say to me all the day long, "Where is your God?" Mm-hmm. And here you have a guy who's dying, and the adversary, Shaitan, shows up to him, and the first question he asks, "Where's your God?" Very interesting. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm sure Petrucci doesn't know that he's writing entire thing for Psalm 42. He thinks he's just writing about priest. But, you talk... anyway, that's a different subject. But people are saying in the comment section, this is a Christ figure who is trying to... he's struggling with the concept of temptation and falling into temptation and all that, which is your point. And obviously vengeance is a major temptation that human beings... I just read... I haven't even talked to you about it yet, but I just read the craziest email of all time. And, vengeance is one of the issues and things like that. It's just like... It's taken me a while to process it. You know what I'm saying? Because in this particular situation, vengeance was... The ability is one of those things where even the ability to exact vengeance was taken from these people. So then it's like, it's one of those situations where I remember we were having this discussion yesterday. We said, what came first, beauty or justice? Yeah. And you're like, checkmate. It's one of those things where it's like, Jesus is talking about releasing vengeance and things of that nature. And it's like, we look at that as optional. Mm-hmm. And it's like, well, you can take the worldview that you should take vengeance. You have another worldview where you shouldn't. Mm-hmm. Like, it's optional. It's like, okay, let's take that to its logical conclusion. What happens when you can't take vengeance on the person? Then what? Mm-hmm. And then it makes, reading that email is like, fuck, man. Like, wow. It's the only way. Oh, my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's the only way. Like I said, I'm not gonna... I'll talk to you about it later at some point, inshallah. There is a part 2 to this song, which we're actually going to do
at the end of this stream.
At the end of the stream.
Stick around. Okay, I really liked this one.
I'm sorry. The other thing is, that almost sounds like the plot to Spawn. I agree. Spawn is a guy, he gets killed, and then he's basically, he comes back as like an angel of vengeance, basically. Mm-hmm. But he's like dead, but he makes a deal with the devil, and basically he's an angel of vengeance, and it's really, really, really interesting. And he goes around just killing bad people.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so, Skylar in the house. Where is it? Well, all these people, all the old heads showing up. Skylar in the house. Back to back. Okay. Really, really good song. Really good song. I'm very happy Thewackytor chose to end it with part 2. So part 2 is going to be at the end of this stream, dear listener. So stay tuned.
Okay, so this song was really great for me. This one's going to get a 9.8.
Holy shimiloli.
I really liked it.
I'm really trying to be very hard and discriminating with my rating system in 2022. Hey, Amy, I just made contact with Poland. We're in good shape. Yeah. I'm going to give it a solid 9. Solid 9. I really, really like this song. Really, really like this song. And like I said, I usually don't say this, but you guys, you're going to want to stick around because I want to see the conclusion of this epic. Having said that, dear listener, Vin out.
Sori out.
Go.
Honey, can you just give them clarification on some people were like how much can people say before getting banned? Like, I don't have a problem if somebody says that I look pretty or something like that. It's just when it goes too far, it's too far. You know what I mean? Like, because I don't want to. Well, I don't know.
Some dumb shit?
No, I don't know. I just know that there was a discussion between and one of the other mods, and one person was just blocking people, I guess, that compliment, and because they thought that was what you wanted, and I'm not sure that is what we wanted.
Well, I'm not. If the mod blocks him, the mod blocks him.
Well, we have 2 mods saying 2 different things, so I wanted to know what we're doing here. I don't have a problem if somebody is respectfully saying...
Is Amy one of the mods?
Yes, Amy's one of them.
Okay. Well, Amy, send me a text later. I'm not gonna police the mods right now. Look, if the mods give you a warning, just listen to what the mod says, okay? And then everything will be well. There'll be no bloodshed. Amy, send me a text later, and we'll square it out.
All right, song number 2.
I agree 99.99999% of the time with the decisions the mods make. Like I say to the mods all the time, like, give somebody a warning or whatever. don't say anything about my wife that you wouldn't say with me in the room. So I'm always going to be a lot more conservative about that, and Amy's always going to be more liberal about it because.
Look at your eyes. All right, we're going into song number 2. Vektor, Cygnus, Terminal. We'll be right back.
After this commercial break, you beautiful people. I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed.
A child shall lead them. All right, you guys. Vektor, Cygnus, Terminal is up next.
Now everybody's saying that I'm a good-looking fella.
You all.
This is the first time in what do you call it, Vin and Sori history, where I've ever been told that I'm an attractive fella.
That's such a lie.
That's because of the previous controversy, dear listener.
Okay, you guys, we are doing a DJ stream for the big homie Thewackytor.
The Thewackytor.
Up here. I got it first. Yeah, right there. DJ stream is where you get to pick the songs, pick the time, pick the date. Yeah, you can also have us putting on corpse paint, but that's an extra thing. Anyway, so up next is Vektor, Cygnus, Terminal, and we're gonna check that out. Amy.
She's got to be one of my favorite movies. She just doesn't give a fuck.
I know, it's
at all.
Yeah, it's great.
She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Look. Vin has that John Lennon good looks.
A 3.5? All right, you guys.
And Neil says he's a corpse. People are on fire today. Holy smokes.
What's happening?
Because John Lennon.
Oh.
So you got the John Lennon good looks, and then Neil says he's a corpse. Wow.
Oh, people are on fire.
People are on fire today.
All right. Let's check this one out.
Speaking of which, we're at 5506.
I already put the number.
Speaking of which, dear listener, here we go. Vektor. The name of the song is...
Cygnus Terminal.
Cygnus Terminal. Let's go.
like this.
Growing grass, Brazil attacked, coaching on Cygnus domain. Beacon light, within my sight, the terminal going in space. Symbol for the three, but not for me, I'm prepared to plead my case. Like the moon is silent, consumed by a void. All streets of desire destroyed. Oh. Injustice, I set up the card. A blind influence was my job. I am returned. With malice I can't be alone. I have arrived. Like the rise of a mountain tide. To failing now because of my need. LCD and full capacity, this is where we start my work. Take the names of those who cause the shame, be silenced with the depth on your search. Like the moon is silent, consumed by the void. All streets from inside are destroyed. I am returned with powers of death beyond. I have arrived like the rise of a massive tide.
Ah! Damn you!
Wow, that was a
Damn you,
abrupt end.
cursed bard!
Wow. It's been a while since we've listened to them.
This has like literally been almost 3
Yeah.
years. We listened to them in year 1.
And you're
Vektor.
right, I do. I have a shirt of theirs, and I actually haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, you have that shirt from this record.
Yes, that's how I recognized it. I saw
That's
shirt.
the record.
I'm like, hey.
Let me see if we can this is a track list which Genius did for whatever reason. I think it was the first one, right? Or was it Redux was the first song?
No, we did. Here. I actually had pulled it up. Right
You
here.
have.
Vektor, right there. Forest of Legend, and we did Recharging the Void.
I'm pretty sure it was Recharging the Void was the first one that we listened to. December
there.
30th. No, December 30th was the first one. Anyway,
Forest of Legend was our first one.
So,
How interesting.
yeah, this is one of the bands that tunes up a half step up to F.
Oh,
So they go
okay.
up F tuning instead of drop D tuning, which is really, really interesting.
okay.
Because I came up with Con, which of course is drop D tuning on 7-string guitars. Everything is low.
Low, 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 low.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Okay, so this is another. People were saying that this is a progressive thrash band, so they're progressive more on the heavy side, whereas Dream Theater seems to be more progressive on the lead guitar side, like traditional progressive, I would say. It looks very nice.
Thank you.
Shout out to the big homie JLB. Okay. So I really like this song. It had some really interesting. I forget the storyline of Vektor, but it was a sci-fi situation, and they were trying to like repopulate the Earth, basically, or repopulate space, or Earth had been destroyed. And they were
Yeah,
trying
I was gonna say I thought they left, and then they were trying to
to
do
go
something.
somewhere, whatever. And apparently, this dude got captured.
Oh, okay.
It looks like this dude got captured anyway, and things were not going well for the homie at all in any way, shape, or form.
So okay, let me go with sonically first.
Okay.
So the beginning, like when it first started out, I was like,
By the way, are the sound
loving
levels good,
it,
guys?
loving it, and then it had a lot of transitions, which I guess is what makes progressive stuff progressive, right? Is it the changes?
I don't know. Yeah, I guess.
I mean, all the progressive stuff that we've heard, it seems like it has
a lot of changes and a lot of weird time signatures and, drumming, like off rhythm drumming and all that jazz. But yeah, go ahead.
Then there was like a little bit of like a middle piece that I was like kind of meh about. And then it went right back to stuff that I really liked. How long was this song?
Good question. I feel like it was like 6 minutes, right?
I was gonna say it felt kind of more like 6 or 7 minutes.
Yeah.
So, but if it turned out to be like 13 minutes, then it's like
8 minutes. It's
8 minutes.
8 minutes in. Yeah.
Okay.
But again, a progressive song that did not feel like the amount of time and it felt like the ending was abrupt, which
it really
I'm
did.
sure they did on
Yeah.
purpose. But I was like really vibing with it. Go ahead. What were you saying?
It seemed like it was gonna go like more. Maybe it goes directly into the next song, and that's why it kind of has that sound. Okay, so take me through a journey, Vinny, through what you got from the lyrics.
Well, the other thing about it was a thrash song, But there were a lot of segments where... What are you doing?
Just keep talking.
You just can't deal with that little light thing?
No, it's that, you're not my knight. You're the king.
No. I have no problem with being your knight, your grace. If somebody makes a mistake...
They're gonna pay for that.
It's the last mistake they'll ever make in their miserable lives!
Okay, so what were you saying? Lyrically?
No, sonically, though, there were a lot of times that it was just like flourishing. I don't know how else to explain it. And there was one specific area where I have to look at it again because I'm like, did they just do that?
Okay.
Did they find some way to blend the guy's scream in with a tremolo transition, which if they did would be really awesome because I've never heard something like that before.
Before we had this new
I will try to
editing
check.
program, I had to do all the editing and line it up.
Sorry, give me a second. Go ahead, now tell him.
Before we had this new program, anytime that you would do this, it would make me so... If you watch our older videos, anytime that you go back in the song, it created so much editing for me. It was so frustrating. I'd be like...
I know, and she
but
got
now it doesn't matter.
Then she went after me in the Tool video. Oh, that's right, because you had to line everything up, right?
Yeah, and then I had to find the exact spot in the song that you played.
Yeah.
And it was
Amy.
It was a nightmare.
Amy basically...
Yep.
redid this entire
She
thing.
did. She saved our marriage. I'm just kidding.
I'm not sure that she's particularly happy about that.
Oh no!
That you'd be on the market. Okay, so there's one particular, I think it's right here. See how he goes, project, but then at the same time you're hearing,
Yeah.
So they did the tremolo, I think, in the same key as his scream, so that the scream went into the guitar.
Oh yeah, I think you're right.
saying?
Yeah. Didn't it sound like he had put the water in his throat to go?
Oh yeah. When he said project.
You strayed from your test. You must have lost your mind. Why don't we just kill you now and put this on?
Where's that one? I think I missed it again. Hold on. Sorry, guys. I just we gotta play it one more time. There you go. Okay, so when he says project, listen how he screams project, and then listen to the guitar at the same time. It's really interesting. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's so interesting.
I've never heard anything like that before.
Yeah.
I thought that was brilliant. I don't know.
That was brilliant.
I'm also gonna steal it, inshallah. Plus, I have someone that can like really, really sing. So there's so many things we could do with that concept. Here's Dwayne. That style of vocalizations are very Beatles-esque. Lies. Okay, so lyrically, this guy has gone crazy. They put him in solitary confinement, I think.
Oh no, okay.
And then he just lost his damn mind.
Well.
And they told him, you must have lost your mind. It's like, well, yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, if you put somebody in solitary confinement, then that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I think the worst part about it is that you have to, well, I mean, I don't know what the worst part is, but having to face yourself and the things that you've done and the bad choices you made and not being able to reconcile with people, that's got to be...
You got that from this thing?
No. You just said solitary confinement.
Oh,
I spend time sometimes thinking and praying for people in that situation. I don't think people should be in that situation unless there's extreme circumstances.
What extreme circumstances do you think would warrant solitary confinement?
That to me should be like almost a last resort. Like nothing else is working. Not that the guards got pissed off with something you did and then they throw you in there for 5 months.
I just don't see...
Look, the story that we just watched about the guy and the girl, And after you see all the stuff, what was her name? Was it Knox? And then
Amanda Knox.
Yeah. When you look at the documentary and stuff, like, and then, you know, they got let off. It looks like they shouldn't have even been in jail. And they threw that kid in there for 5 months in solitary confinement. Yeah. That to me was, you were pissed and you put him there. Like, that wasn't the last resort. That didn't need to happen.
Yeah, it was clearly, but I don't see any circumstance.
Skylar, I agree.
I really can't conceive of any circumstance where solitary confinement presently practiced is justifiable in any circumstance. Like, you put somebody in a, I don't know, X by X cell by themselves for 23 out of 24 hours. Yeah. Like, there's nothing remotely reparative about that kind of, even if you do a psychiatric pre-screen.
Yeah.
You put somebody in that situation for 6 months, they're going to be worse psychiatrically or psychologically than anything they were before. And even if they were deranged before, they're going to be worse when they get... So I'm not... To me, that practice is one of those holdovers from the bygone era where we used to put, psychiatrically disabled people in straitjackets and all the rest of it, and do all kinds of horrible shit to them, and the families would lock them away and never see them again. It seems to me like a carryover from that era.
It could be.
Where people were fooling around with eugenics and things like that, and being a human being wasn't this transcendently valuable thing anymore. And now, because you don't contribute to society, we could just get rid of you. And psychiatrically, if you don't contribute to society, we'll just lock you up in a psych ward, and which many times back in the day functioned like solitary confinement. And then,
it's awful.
From a legal perspective, if you don't contribute to society because you're committing crimes, then we can do anything we want to you. And so, like, it's very fascinating to me that even in an alternate universe, we're still practicing this thing. This guy looks like he's been locked up or whatever for whatever reason, and then they're like, you lost your mind. Well, no shit. So, like, they blame him for losing his mind when they put him in the situation that got him there.
Yeah, I guess for me, like, if somebody, let's say somebody kidnaps a child, or they know where somebody is being held and they're not talking, I don't have a problem with, but then the question comes, like, well, what if the person doesn't really know? What if they're not really guilty? And then you go and I don't know. It's complicated, I guess.
Well,
maybe that's the simplest answer.
Now what you're talking about is torture in order to accomplish a certain kind of result, and that comes with its own set of moral. And I can tell you that if you torture, extended periods of torture generally don't work, because people will end up telling you whatever
to make it stop.
To make it stop, and really good organizations have contingency plans for how to deal with being tortured. So.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not talking about, like, agencies or anything. I'm talking about just regular people. Somebody gets kidnapped, they won't say where the person is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you're talking about putting somebody in solitary confinement as a means of mentally breaking them so that they can.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't have a problem with that. Yeah, yeah. I don't think I have a problem with if somebody. If one of my family members is stuck somewhere because you won't talk, then pull.
I wouldn't have a problem with it if I thought that in the main it would garner results, but it doesn't garner the results.
Really?
No, it really doesn't. So
why?
That's why you get so many false confessions and things of that nature. Because the thing is that, for example, Amanda Knox.
Yeah.
It looked like she was completely guilty in the narrative that people told, but I don't think she is. And if that African dude wouldn't have squealed on himself on the phone.
He did? What did he say?
Yeah, he said he was there, he was in the bathroom, and then this shadowy figure showed up, and then, you know what I'm saying? So he placed himself there, his DNA was all over the place.
Yeah.
But the police department specifically did not include that in their. So you have all of these other issues. Like there's so many things that have to go perfectly right for torture to work. That, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'd be against it. And secondly, I understand you're thinking about your kid, but what if some little lily white kid went missing and then Dorian was a suspect? Would you be okay with torture then?
No.
You see what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I don't see any circumstance in which protracted periods of solitary confinement is good. I think it's purely punitive. It's purely a symptom of, like I said, a bygone era, and it does drive people crazy. It does drive people insane, and I think that the human cost won't...
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean... Hold on.
Blair's been in solitary confinement. Holy smokes.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. Ugh. Yeah, I boy. Yeah, I see what you're saying. That's the thing with you, Vin. You force me to have to live in a world where decisions are not easy. Like what I had to begin with, I felt like, okay, you know what? Yeah, solitary for the... Yeah, but what if it was my kid that somebody accused falsely for putting in... No, I don't want you torturing my kid, and don't put my kid in solitary either. Yeah, right. I think that, you know, like other people said, you know, psychiatric help should be done. Like people... Yeah, I think... Okay, we'll go back to the lyrics, but I think that that in school, that there needs to be classes on how to deal with mental illness. Like basically, bring back like the Jordan Peterson class where he's going to talk about, you know, mental issues. He's going to talk about what to do in certain situations, how to better yourself, how to, you know, when he said, get up and make your bed. Like if you're completely discouraged every day, just get up and just make your bed. Like, let that be your goal, and then be like, okay, you made your goal, you know, like stuff like that, and how to help people that are in emotional duress and stuff. I think that there's so many people that don't know what to do, you know, then stuff can easily get out of hand. But if we were all, you know, trained, you know, I think that I think there are very few classes that they teach in public school that would be more important and more used than that class. For instance, the majority of kids are not going to use algebra in their future unless it's a specific child that wants that as part of their...
I think you could say calculus. But
calculus.
Calculus. I think we use algebra a lot more than we realize.
Really?
Your point is taken. But yeah, I think we use algebra a lot more than we realize. But go ahead.
But even if let's say we use it more than we realize, you're not going to use it more than you would use a class about mental illness and how to deal with trauma and seeing people in stressful situations. You see that every single day. You see people in those situations.
I agree.
So it would be like the most important. So
they're saying this guy's crazy, but I don't know if the guy's crazy.
Yeah.
How could you I mean, you got to listen for the rest of the record. And anybody that has like a different mentality or worldview where it says, hey, what about this, is always going to look crazy until they get proven right. Mm-hmm. So we don't know if the guy's crazy. They could be crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So there's that. What do you give this song, Sori?
I actually 8.9.
You like the previous song better than the other one?
Yes, I like the previous song better than this one.
Okay.
But this one was really good, though.
Okay. I'm going to give this one an 8.8. Shout out to Vektor, though. Really, really good song. Very, very provocative themes. And Michael Pebbles, I will be posting your commentary throughout the second second song, because we're doing part 2 of Table of My Enemies or whatever.
Dream Theater? What?
From Dream Theater.
Dream Theater?
All right. Having said that, if you're in regular YouTube land and you're missing out on this, I don't know what to tell you. I feel very, very terrible, very, very sad, very unfortunate.
Too bad for you.
But too bad for you. We are having a DJ stream, so if you're in the stream, stay tuned. We got more songs for you coming on the way. Vin out.
Sori out.
Go. Alrighty then, dear listener. We're going right into song numero tres. It's from a band by the name of Symphony X, I think.
Yeah, Symphony X. Science, we do. We should be on Twitch right now, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on Twitch right now.
We're like broadcasting to all the platforms.
Yeah, we don't play around.
What's up, Franco?
We shall return.
Okay.
I'm Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at villageschange@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in a Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing. But,
and it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed.
And a child shall lead them.
All right, dear listener. Oh, you're rocking a Vin and Sori shirt.
Yeah, but this one was the pale design. We don't even sell this.
We don't even sell it anymore.
We don't even sell this.
We got to a giant jihad with Teespring over that, didn't we? Like,
We
this
did.
is terrible quality.
This is bullshit.
Yeah.
Okay, so next up on our list is Symphony X. The name of the song is Awakenings.
Holy
Actually,
shizzle!
sounds like it would be.
Vin, I was watching you 3 or 4 years ago, and you were saying that God has a plan for people having kids. I was so sad because we couldn't have any kids, and now after all this time, my wife is pregnant. Gang, gang! I told you, bitch. Do we have one season shit? Did we do one season?
No, we don't. But send us an email, vinsori@gmail.com. We'll figure
Send us an
something
email,
out.
vinsori@gmail.com. We will get something for your little baby. All right. Mashallah,
Okay, you
tabaraka.
guys.
Bless God.
That's
literally,
awesome.
Literally. Okay, guys, here we go. Next song
Symphony
is
X.
Symphony X Awakenings. I think this is another prog band, I believe.
Looks like the Thewackytor is into Prague.
Yes. Shout out to the big homie, the Thewackytor, who is currently the DJ. If you wanted to know why the DJ stream is so early for Vin and Sori time, it's because the DJ determines damn near everything for a DJ stream. That's what happens when you're a DJ, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing we can do about it. Here we go. Symphony X Awakenings. Let's go.
Oh.
Vocal bass line. I think that's the bass.
Needless to say, another day has passed away. Yet everything and nothing has changed. Awake alive, my thoughts get lost up in the sky. Needless to say, nothing will change. Maybe a mystic with fortunes to tell. Surrender my coin at the old wishing well. Maybe the stars will align in the night to show me the path that is right.
That's unexpected.
Okay. That was Symphony X. The name of that song was Awakenings from the record Odyssey, which I am assuming is about Homer's Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
From the big Homie Odysseus. Huh?
I sent you 2 things.
Okay.
That's one.
All right.
Well, I didn't need that yet. Not yet. Soon.
Okay.
But I don't know why you're not getting my other thing. Okay. This is an interesting one. I'm gonna I want to go into the lyrics first. Do you have something else that you want to say?
No. Go ahead. Go into lyrics first, you brat.
So, okay, I liked the kind of journey that he was bringing us on. I felt like it was personal, and he was sharing something personal, even though, you're saying it's going with the Odyssey, which, I mean, it very well could be, but it also seemed very, like, something that a lot of us can relate to. So he says...
Well, I think the Odyssey is something all of us can relate to.
Well, I don't know anything about the Odyssey.
Timeless classic!
That's the thing. That's the problem that we're having here, is I don't know anything about the Odyssey. That was yet another thing we couldn't probably read as kids. Is there a reason my parents would have said no to that?
Well, it's Greek mythology.
Well, that's it. That's all there is. You're not having any... No Greek mythology.
But you love Shakespeare.
I never read any Shakespeare. I didn't know any Shakespeare.
Were you guys not allowed to read Shakespeare either?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Not a very good commercial for homeschooling. Our kids are great commercials for homeschooling, but you're not a very good.
Well, I mean, whatever. It's really true. We kind of fit into the stereotype. Oh no. Hold on, I'm pulling my lyrics back up. I lost them. My computer stopped responding. Okay. Needless to say, another day has passed. I loved this beginning part. Yet everything and nothing has changed.
Good line.
It is a good line.
It's a good line.
Awake I lie, my thoughts get lost up in the sky. Needless to say, nothing will change. Maybe a mystic with fortunes to tell. Surrender my coins at the old wishing well. Maybe the stars will align in the night to show me the path that is right. Would have beens and could have beens, they waste my days away. The colors of my life dissolve and fade to gray. Love all of that. I think because, like, all my life, I've sort of, especially as, like, a kid from probably the ages of 10 to 23, I wrestled with the concept of fate. Is your path chosen for you? Are you directed to it? Is there something, because I knew kind of what my religion was saying, but I felt like it was a little bit more mystical than how people were presenting it.
Yes.
And so it kind of kept me kind of like searching. What's up, Ben Webb? So I liked the way that he put this, because look, we weren't allowed to read your horoscope, none of that stuff. Good. And like once in a great while I like peeked at it, but I felt so much guilt I couldn't even read it.
You felt guilty for looking at the horoscope?
Yeah, because I flipped to that page, and for me
now,
it
why
was
would
like,
you do that?
Because I had questions. I wanted answers, and I didn't feel like I was getting satisfactory answers from anybody. And I felt like...
And you felt like the horoscope would give you the answers you needed?
No, I just felt like the answers were out there and I just didn't have them yet. And so, you know, I was pretty sure it wasn't the horoscope that was going to give me the answers I wanted.
Now, what answer... What questions were you asking?
I think it was a lot of things. And it was a lot of things that didn't actually get answered until you and I met. You know, like the deeper questions, and the deeper questions that should be asked and the deeper ones that should be answered. Or even if we don't have answers for it, just to kind of grapple with it and wrestle with it. So, you know, like understanding like that in college they taught us that eternal life was to know God, but a lot of times it was just phrases that didn't feel like they had enough to them. Like there wasn't enough teaching behind the phrase to actually give you what you needed from the phrase. The phrase or like a quote works really good if you have an entire concept and you just need to be reminded. But It felt like they were teaching quotes instead of teaching actual solid like
and you felt
meaning.
Like this article from an astrologist in a newspaper is going to get me closer.
No, not necessarily. It was just, well, I felt like that truth or more of what I was searching for was being hidden, and that it felt like it was
I've never heard you say that before.
semi-strategic. And so that's why I was more open to stuff. And even though, like, you know, when you came into my life, I still, like, outwardly, I fought against what you had to say, but inwardly, I was like, because you were bringing so many ideas that were different than the ways that I had been taught, and it was hard to kind of switch up on that. So when he said that, and especially like the would have beens and the could have beens, I think that that's another thing that as we get older, there are things that you can't change. Well, what if this? Or well, what if I would have said, I should have done this, I should have said that. And like living in that, he says they waste my days away. I think that we have to learn.
Were feeling in your Bible college, basically.
Not really, because I really hadn't done enough in life, I think, to even really give me that feeling. But I just was feeling more like I didn't belong anywhere that I was. And so it was just a lot of questions. So anyway, so this verse, I sent it to you.
I got it.
Oh, it's midnight in South Africa?
Shout out to the South Africans.
Okay, wait, did you already have that clipped, or did...
No, you just...
I sent it to you.
I saw it, and so I...
Oh, excellent.
I clipped it for you.
So this verse was, like, huge for me. And your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it, when you turn to the right or when you turn to the left. And so, to me, it was like, okay, even if I start taking a left-hand turn or a right-hand turn, and I'm supposed to go straight on the path, I'm going to hear a voice that's going to direct me where I need to go. And so, I kind of felt like I was led to go to that cult college. And I never... The cultage. I felt like everywhere I went, I was led to go. But then I hit a point where you're dealing with the fallout of the places that you've been. And then you second guess whether or not you were really supposed to go there or not. But now, obviously, now that I'm a part of the channel and like the different people that I've met, like there's like mad people that have had like really bad experiences with either church or religion or, you know, being a part of a system. Yeah. Which is almost similar to a cult. So I think they are the same almost, you know, because I guess there could be good systems. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of how I felt. So that verse kind of kept me steady because I was like, well, regardless, if I'm just going to try to head forward and God's going to have to direct me if I'm going to go wrong. And that was like a cool verse for me. So even though like I've been through things that I'm like, wow, okay, if I would have known that, like for instance, at college, like if I could go back, I would do things differently and I would say things differently and I would, you know, but you can't go back, but I can learn from it.
But it would have permanently altered how you got here today.
Oh, I know. And
you know what I'm saying? It would have altered your timeline.
It would have altered everything. And I wouldn't have felt like I wouldn't have been able to like understand what it is to be a part of something that you kind of know, like this is not really right, but at the same time you feel obligated to, I don't know, there was like a lot of complications with it. And
Group
so
dynamics,
understand
all that manipulation.
Yeah, there's just like lots of things. So then it kind of makes me say, okay, I'm more open to hearing other people's stories to say, yeah, I know that sounds crazy that you did X, Y, or Z thing, or that you stayed in this place that wasn't good, but I can understand where before that I didn't understand. Like if you're in a bad situation, get yourself out of it. But I didn't realize that ways that you spend your life learning certain things and those things influence you regardless of if you realize it or not. Like some stuff we're just acclimated to the point where we don't even realize that is what, like there's a basis for why we make the decisions that we make, and some of those bases have to be they have to be questioned, but sometimes you don't even question them because you don't even realize. So I guess I have more sympathy for other people in that, and I'm more aware of it now for myself.
And I think that's why Homer's Odyssey resonates with so many people.
Yeah.
It's because it's just really, it's a metaphor for the journey of life and dealing with things like fate and what's out of your control, what's in your control, that kind of thing. And, you know, when I look at, you know, people always say, oh, I wouldn't change a thing. And like, to me, at the direct level, a lot of times I'm like, that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
But at the same time, when I look at it from a meta perspective, like the events that lead up to things like the channel, for example.
Yeah.
The channel is such a major, massive part of our lives right now, and the people on the channel, and it's crazy because every year there's almost a different roster of people, which is really quite fascinating. Like we didn't run into Amy till I think like a year ago or whatever, but there's a whole different cast of characters every so often, and you know, sometimes they stick around, sometimes they don't. You had Lilo, and then you know, and then you had Ben, and Ben's been an OG.
Pony's probably like the
Pony-
one that's been. Pony and Becky have been like
Seductive.
way back, and then they pop up now and
the
again
Bible,
here.
the Bible Boogie crew.
Yeah.
Like there are all these little offshoots, and then some people like we've met in the physical world, and like it just really,
Yeah.
it's fascinating the things that happen, and like the timing of certain things. Like there was a group I wanted to get out of for like a year, you know, and I was like angling, trying to get out of it, couldn't get out of it. But if I'd have got out at the time when I wanted to, I don't think the channel would have happened. So there's just a lot of things where it's like, yeah, I mean, thank God.
Yeah, Neil's been with us for a while too.
And it's crazy because before we started the video, there's a guy who listened to something we said 3 years ago about God's timing with children, and now they're pregnant. You see what? So it's like, and we didn't know what the subject matter of the song was going to be about, fate and your life journey and all that, but like
That happened.
that's something for you if you think
Yeah.
that's a coincidence. Do what you want with that,
I
there,
think
listener.
not.
So yeah, it's been very fascinating to watch your evolution in so many different ways, on and off camera. And even with us, you know, playing Fortnite and like taking that walk, and you're like, I'm glad I could tell you I'm annoyed with you now. Because you're not
It's
raised,
such a weird
you were
concept.
not
Yeah.
raised to tell your husband, you're annoying me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it took me a while, but I finally convinced you that if you told me that, not only would I tolerate it, but it would actually be good for our relationship if you said that. And you've been able to do it for the last couple of days, and look, we're everything is
Actually,
okay.
it's better. Things are better.
Oh,
It's weird, but
it's like Vincent knows what the hell he's talking. But it's
very weird.
But like, although I would have liked for that to happen at the beginning of our relationship, like it took time, and there's reasons
Yeah.
for it, and
Yeah.
we're gonna figure out more reasons for that shit in the next 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the last thing I'll say before I give my whatever about Homer's Odyssey is very, very long, and I love that because it's, like I said, it's an analogy for life. And a lot of times you see people, and I always used to say to you, that is one chapter in that person's life. If you would have looked at Judas when he was hanging out with Jesus, Jesus was getting rocks thrown at him, and Judas was right there. Meanwhile, Nicodemus is such a coward that he won't see Jesus unless it's nighttime. So if you would have looked at Nicodemus in chapter 3, you'd have been like, oh, he's a coward, he's not really a believer. And if you would have looked at Judas in chapter 8, you would have said, oh man, he's true blue, he's willing to live and die with this dude. But then when you get to the end of the story, Nicodemus is the only one that stands up for Jesus in public against the religious authorities, and Judas, we all know what he did at the end of the story. So you just don't know. Like, that's why people are like, how, Ben is toxic, yada, yada, yada. Man, you're seeing one chapter. And I know this dude outside of what people see of him. Because we talk
yeah,
almost.
I was going to say, you see another chapter.
Yeah, and he's got to be the most articulate, compassionate, and other things I'm not going to say on this forum. But you're only seeing snapshots.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'll say is, that way you should have courage to be patient with yourself.
Yes.
Right?
Self-talk is really important.
You should be patient with yourself because you're only seeing a chapter in your life. So maybe there's a whole bunch of shit about yourself you don't like. Maybe there's shit in the mirror you don't like. Maybe there are people that mirror back to you things that you don't like, things you've said, things you've done. And it's like, one of the reasons, like, we had a situation, and a person was in the room. We had a family meeting. We have those, and they said, "You said this. You did this to me. It was very unChristlike." And I said, "Yep, it was unChristlike, and I'm not sorry." You know,
Ben, he's some next level.
huh?
That's some next level. That's like, I'm still like amazed.
I said it was unChristlike for sure. And
but I'm not sorry for it.
I said I'm not sorry for it, and I'll leave myself to the divine court, and God will handle me if it, or whatever. But but the reason I could do that is because I know that that's where I'm at right now. That's a chapter. In my
very
life.
honest.
I'm not going to bullshit God, and I'm not going to bullshit other people. Like, this is where I am. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to kill myself over it, because it's like, this is a chapter in my life. Mm-hmm. Maybe next chapter I'll be very repentant, and I'll write that person a 15-page letter about feeling bad about it. I don't see it happening, but who knows?
Right.
But it's just a chapter in my life. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And so when you take that perspective, dear listener, we're all on an odyssey. If you're discouraged, it's just a chapter in your life. And if you're doing awesome right now, be humble, because it's just a chapter in your life.
Right.
All right, rate the song.
Wait, one more thing. So the next verse said, "A haunting vision torments me. It smothers and steals my dreams. I see an old man in the mirror, cold and bitter, staring back at me." Okay, so like when I was like a teenager and stuff, you're around like all those grumpy old adults. You're like, what happened? And why would you let yourself get like this? Put that other thing I sent you.
Oh.
I saw this. I thought it was great. So let's not become like that. And if you're like that, start working on it. I really enjoyed it. 8 point.
Hey, Jay's in the house.
Shoot.
8.5 for me.
8.9. 8.9.
8.5 for me. We got another song coming here. Actually,
okay, you guys, part 2 of the Dream Theater.
Conclusion of what's the name of the song?
It's in the presence of enemies.
Of enemies. Part 2 is coming up from the band Dream Theater. So that should be very, very, very interesting. We got DJ AT in the house.
Friends, you like that?
We got Janelle. We got Janelle from freaking South Africa in the house.
I know, that's crazy.
We're multinational in this bitch.
What?
Been out.
Sorry, out.
Gone.
Oh no, multinational. That reminds me of that text you sent.
She is a. Okay,
it's so bad. All right.
Gang.
All right, we'll be back at you very soon.
Look at Ben. Guarantee he's about to get banned, bro. Remembering Evanescence songs is like recalling the exact pigment of the paint you watched dry. Having said that, we are gonna go to a freaking break. Holy smokes, Ben. I'm Ben.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and you get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
Buy our merch indeed. Chow shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
All right, ladies and gents.
Part 2 of the Dream Theater in the Presence of Enemies
Part
song.
2.
This is for the big
2.
homie, the Thewackytor. Oh, it's supposed to be the Thewackytor, not just Thewackytor.
You're just now finding that.
Well, I mean, I expected more of you.
Very well done. If I'd have said that to you, all the white knights would have been on their sleeves. Can you hear them writing, dear listener?
No, there's no space. There you go.
Can you hear the white knights writing, dear listener?
I do
Soraya?
believe.
If I were to say such a blasphemous thing to you,
Blasphemous.
All
right, you guys.
It's little old Vinny, so nobody, you know, when
nobody but what?
When Mr. Man and my wife used to,
And your wife.
when Mr. Man and my mom used to get into it,
Yeah.
and he was feeling particularly self-righteous, he would walk around the house saying, "Must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free?"
Oh my gosh. What, did it make your mother mad?
Shout out to the homie. Of course it did, but I didn't understand. I was like, shit, man. Like, I don't know, Ma. You gotta, hey. Also,
hey.
shout out to South Africa.
Shout out to South Africa.
I swear to God, bro. I'm gonna write a book one day. Because
multiple ones. There's just so many ones.
There's just so many of them.
There's the stories, the theology, the experiences.
So terrible. So terrible. We've got one more song, dear listener, and that song is from a band by the name of Dream Theater. We've been having a prog education today, a prognostication today, if you will, dear listener, and pretty much all of them, we've liked all of them.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting for me because one thing about this channel, I'm not going to say other channels don't do this because that's ridiculous. But I am not going to tell you what you want to hear. Even if you do a DJ stream, dear listener. Somebody did a DJ stream a couple days ago. They had a certain prog band. I'm not even going to mention them, just out of respect to them, because I don't want to be disrespectful. But I don't like prog. I just don't like it as a genre. But these last three have been good. Really, really good. So let's see if
you're
Dream
growing,
Theater,
Vin. You're growing. That means you're growing.
No, that
You're
just
getting
means
smarter.
that this guy, Thewackytor, knows how to select actual good bands and not bands just go,
What's
look
up,
at me and all the scale work I can do. I'm superior. Okay.
Oh, we probably will come, Janella, at some point to South Africa.
Yeah, actually.
She said she'll be our tour guide.
Ah!
We need one.
We'll probably do some tour work in South Africa. We're starting to put together quite the set list, I must say.
I agree.
We'll make you jump. We'll make you rock. We'll make you cry. I mean,
I was just I was doing this at the same time you said cry. All right, let's go. Let's get into the
song.
song.
This is part 2, right?
Part 2.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Part 2.
Okay. Here we go.
Kind of sounds like Do You Hear What I Hear, but in a weird way.
Welcome, tired pilgrim, into the circle. We have
Oh no, he went with them.
been waiting. Everyone's gathered for your arrival.
gosh.
I've been waiting for you, weary preacher man. You have been expected. Now we can begin. Let this hollow day of judgment ring. I have known your father and your sacred quest. Blessed soldier fighting, you shall never rest. I have known you, but do you know me? Angels fall, oh, for you. Demon horse, blade my soul is yours, Dark Master. I will Dark Master within, I will fight for you. Dark Master of sin, now my soul is yours. Dark Master, my guide, I will die for you. Dark Master inside. I cannot see his face, but I could feel his spite. A presence from the dead, abandoned by the light. His shadow will consume him from within. This power that I sense, the rage behind those eyes. He's just a shrouded ghost, a spirit sealed inside. The body and the soul both threats, for they are one. Angels
Whoa.
All I want. Walk through the abyss into the shadow of death. Fear. There is no evil to fear now, for I know you were with me. Mine cup overflows with my enemy's blood. I'm the king in the house of the Lord. Forever amen. Death will follow me all the days of my life. I judge as my eyes see. I judge and I am just. For I speak of the beast that lives in all of us. Unwelcome one, your time has come. Servants of the fallen, fight to pave the way. For their Savior's calling on this wicked day. Through a veil of madness, with a vicious blade, one man rises up, standing in their way.
Whoa. Bass solo, bass solo, bass solo. Let's go. Bass solo, bitches.
Strange. Too far, too far.
This right here.
Wow. What? All right, lay it on us, Vin. Lay it on us. What's going on?
Okay, somebody explain to me the necessity how this segment of the song matched with what we heard.
I knew it.
This part right here is the bass solo, which is ridiculous. Love it. Amazing. Gangster shit. Gangster shit. Okay. All right. Great. I love it. Great. And then it goes to that amazing solo. That was just brilliant. The song was 4 minutes too long, dear listener. And there were so many sweet parts to that thing, and then it was just.
Yeah, that part I didn't.
I could have beatboxed. Look,
you took it too far. Yeah, I agree with you. That section in there, I was like, you've gone too far.
I don't have a problem with odd time signatures.
But some of it was so beautiful.
We listen to Rush. We listen to Tool. I don't have a problem with it. Enjoy them. Highly score them. It's not the odd time signatures. It's you have something amazing. You got a brilliant chorus. You got really heavy, cool parts. You got great melodic parts. And then there are these massive interludes that go for 3.5, 4, 5 minutes that...
Yeah.
It's like I said.
If it was important to you, you should have put it somewhere else.
Prog.
I could throw in that.
This is supposed to be the magnum opus, wanking, whatever. I'm still gonna get a high score because the song is like 16 minutes long, and so I'm not gonna kill the song because of that interlude. But there's like 5 songs in that interlude, man. Like. The parts in themselves, some of them were good. I don't really like the keyboard. Just go ahead.
Okay, I loved the song, especially like the beginning and the ending. There was that middle section that I agree. I looked at you and said, they've gone too far.
I mean, even you saw it.
Yeah, and I think I like prog, but that middle piece, honestly, it felt like it didn't belong. It felt like in the middle of the song, like the kids got involved or something. I don't know.
I told you and there was a dragon, and there was this, and there was Sharp, and there was this. I was like, why, bro?
It did feel like that. I gotta say.
I told you this is.
And
prog,
some of it was so
do.
friggin' good. Like I think if you would have just cut that out of it, like you said, cut the song down so it would have been quite so long, and you just had there was so many strong parts to it, and some of the ways that he was singing, it was just absolutely beautiful. And
yes,
I felt just drawn into it. I loved it. In the end, does he fight for the rights to his own soul?
Yeah, I think he does. He takes back. See, he sold half of his soul to here's the Numinator. This is for you, Ben Webb. Big DT fan here. Even I agree that sometimes the wanking is too much. Shazakala. Exactly. It's sometimes they just go too far. But yeah, okay. Aside from that wasn't the only part of the song. But
Man, some of the way he was singing.
I prophesied about prog music, and I was proven not to be a false prophet. Inshallah. So here we go. That's the wrong one. That was the Iliad.
So he decides to go not toward the light, but to follow them instead.
Okay, so here's the story, because this Mike Pebbles guy gave us a pretty good. Honey, why don't you just bring your water to the?
But then it's on the desk, and then I gotta move it back over there.
That's why you have a cap, so that the computer will be
protected. I thought you had. Okay, well, good, excellent.
I mean, you could do it any way you please. Okay, so here's the story. There's this angel named, he's an archangel. Let me bring up Pebbles again. Okay, so there's an archangel by the name of Temozarela.
Okay, look.
Temozarela. Okay, so there's an angel by the name of Temozarela. He fights next to God against the demonic hosts or whatever. They win a victory, whatever. But then Temozarela starts to see that God, I'm going to call him, I'm not going to do that. That guy, the angel, sees that God is starting to put his attention to humanity and showing favoritism to humanity.
Okay.
So he goes, man, fuck this shit. So he goes off with his crew, and they start building temples and stuff and start getting worshipped by man and start having all these, like the bad principalities did, right? Mm-hmm. Psalm 82 stuff. And God says, hey, what are you doing? And then he traps his soul in these idols or whatever and then pushes him underground. In comes this priest named Ivan. Ivan, the priest, somehow mistakenly frees him, liberates Tamozarela.
Okay.
And then Ivan, for all of his work in liberating this demon or whatever, ends up getting crucified.
What?
And he gets to watch as his girl dies in front of him or whatever. And so that was the whole lost love thing in song 1. Right? So then,
that's why vengeance was important.
Seduct.
Oh.
So then Tamozarela actually kills him or whatever. So Belial shows up, and Belial is a very high, powerful intertestamental demon.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Christians don't realize this, but the devil or Satan, Lucifer, whatever you want to call him, he's one guy among a bunch of very powerful principalities who, in the Old and New Testament and the intertestamental period, are very powerful in their own rights and have crews and all the rest.
Yeah.
I don't think that and I believe in all this stuff, by the way. I don't believe that the demons are completely and totally unified.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there are factions just like in the human world. I think many times those factions come together against a common enemy because they know that if they're going up against God, they're going to lose or whatnot, or even up against a church or even up against me. They have significant problems.
Facts.
I mean,
We've seen it.
We've seen it, sir.
Seen
Dear
it.
listener. Then you called me up. You're like, oh, I'm like, man, scared of bitches.
I know. I didn't call you. I went running down there.
You ran
were
in there with all your fear.
Yeah, you were in the middle of a show.
Yeah, you ran in there with all your fear. I'm like, ugh.
Well, you know why?
I don't know why.
Because there was a you had a psychotic element in your life already and that person was very heavily influenced by.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, all it has to be is just a thought.
By dark intelligence.
Yeah, and so
But Belial, the angel of malevolence, thou hast created for the pit. His rule is in darkness. His purpose is to bring about wickedness and iniquity. These are the Qumran manuscripts found in Dead Sea Scrolls. Okay, I think that's the Essene community. So anyway, Belial shows up and says, listen, if you give me half of your soul, I will resurrect you and you can go fight this angel who killed your girl and all the rest of it.
Okay.
So that's the temptation that he was falling into. Instead of just accepting his death, accepting his fate, taking some responsibility. You're the guy that let the devil out in the first fucking place.
Taking some responsibility. Okay.
He takes the deal. He goes and fights, and I think at the end he tells Belial, "Well, I'm not giving you my soul either. Nigga, I'm keeping my shit."
Good for him.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. So I think some of this stuff, and he says, if you go back to those lyrics again, because
we're here.
Because he had quoted a psalm, like Psalm 42, "Where's your God?" Yada yada yada. And I said, I don't think he meant to do that because that was a pretty complex illusion that he made.
Yeah.
But if you look at what he does here,
right, the Lord, you are my shepherd part.
Yeah, where he inverts Psalm 23.
Yeah.
Lord, you are my God and my shepherd. Nothing more shall I want. Walk through the abyss into the shadow of death. That's obviously an inversion of, the famous Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. As a matter of fact, what's the name of the song? In the presence of my enemies?
Yeah.
Psalm 23, that's a famous line. He makes a table for me in the presence of my enemies. So this is inverting Psalm 23 as basically a psalm to Belial, which, of course, Belial gets mentioned in the New Testament. Paul says, what fellowship does light have with darkness? What fellowship does Christ have to do with Belial?
Yep.
So when he's saying don't join forces with dark intelligences, what the hell are you guys doing, basically, is what Paul says. But so it's very fascinating to me. Lyrically, you got to give him a lot of credit because that's a very complex. I still am not convinced that he understood the Psalm 42 implications of the first record, but he's not Nergal. I mean, Nergal, he's probably the master at this, where he takes biblical and intertestamental literature and weaves them in and then inverts them in a pro-satanic sense. But this guy's not being pro-satanic. He's just looking at the comic book. Mm-hmm. He's just the comic book.
But it has a lot of the similar. What?
Someone else said want to see you.
Who?
Someone else said they want to see you.
Wants to see who?
One of you two. I don't know. It's for the main people's lines.
It's for what?
The main people's lines.
That's just people that want signatures and stuff.
Tell him to wait 5 minutes.
Okay, they have a mic on microphone, so I don't know if you want to do like a news story or something.
Tell him to wait. Tell him
to wait 5
minutes.
minutes.
I'm cut. It's probably because of that speech I did with the thing. Oh. I'll be down in 5 minutes. Yeah. So that inversion of Psalm 23 is gonna heavily influence my score. But you guys already know how I feel about the look at me.
So I would have honestly given this song like a 9.9 if they didn't have that middle section in there, because I still think it's a really, really well done song. But that middle section, that really took it down for me because it just didn't even feel like it fit. That's my opinion. I don't think it belonged in the song, and I think it took away from the song. So it's getting a 9.2 for me. But like I said, it would have been a 9.8 or a 9.9 if it didn't have that middle section. I liked everything else.
Franz has a cat named Belial. Baphomet and Leviathan. Remember that lady who named her kids like Damien and
but that's her kid. This is a cat.
And Shemyaz and all the rest of it. Shut up!
Oh man. What did you give it?
I'm gonna give this song.
Janelle, I love Greek mythology as well.
This song is a 6.3. It's a 6.
What?
6.3. The middle really hurt it, but the lyrics really redeemed it. Honestly.
Wow.
Honestly, the lyrics really redeemed it because that was brilliant ass.
That's insane.
Riff writing. So there you go.
All right, you guys. We have some weird adventure we're about to join into. So
we might jump on later, actually,
and let you guys know who these camera
people are. I'm very
interested
in this Death Bell Omega situation. We might do kind of like a Middle America for music though, like news reporting, like 5 minutes on music news.
Babe.
But anyway,
You're funny.
Shout out to the Thewackytor. He's honestly, like, as a whole though, aside from this last thing from Dream Theater, which I don't think they can help it.
I didn't at first like that he split up the part 1 and part 2, but I actually, now that I experienced it, it was a good call.
Yeah.
I was like, that's the order you want? And he said yes. I'm like, all right, now I agree. Yeah. I see what you did.
And you and Janelle are gonna have wine and discuss Greek mythology.
Oh,
about Greek mythology.
I would love it.
This is actually making me rethink Prague. I mean, aside from the Dream Theater meltdown, this is actually making me rethink Prague a little bit because the entire thing was Prague and it was really good, except for that little 3-minute portion. So, having said that, dear listener, shout out to the Thewackytor, freaking amazing DJ, and everybody knows how I feel about Prague. So for him to do 4 Prague songs is.
Yeah, he was like, fuck you, Vin. I'm doing what I want.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Which is the entire point of the DJ streams. This is the entire point.
Plus, I like Prague, so I appreciate it.
Yes. Having said that, dear listener.
All right.
Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.